Tijuana Phillips Mincy, my stage fright presentation. I have 3 P's that are long term when preparing someone to combat stage fright. The 3 P's are inclusive of plan, prepare, and practice. The planning process would include contemplating the venue where the presentation would take place, the audience that I would be or that the person would be speaking to, and the occasion for which they are speaking. The venue is important in that they would need to understand the dynamics, the acoustics, and things of that nature when planning. The audience, they would need to prepare and plan with the goal of reaching their audience. So, as an example, I would say that if their audience was children, they would have to present a certain way. Whereas if their audience were single parents, they would present a different way. So they would have to consider their audience when planning to do their presentation. The occasion is absolutely relevant and that they would need to make certain that their speaking points were directly applicable to the occasion. Next, in the long-term part, is preparing. I would suggest that in getting ready for their presentation, they would consider the attire that they were going to wear. They would also consider if they wanted to use props in their presentation. And of course, the most important part in preparing is that they would need to make certain that they had written down what they wanted to say. So that's the second P in a long-term goal. Lastly is practice. They would be encouraged to practice alone, with family and or friends, and they would be even encouraged to practice with strangers in preparation for the presentation. So the 3 P's for long term are plan, prepare, and practice. Second, my short-term goals for them would be that once they were actually presenting, there are 3 R's: regroup, refocus, and resume, if they found that they were having challenges with stage fright. The regrouping process would include positive self-talk so that they could encourage themselves to, one, that the people that are watching them want them to do well. So that would be the main focus with the regrouping piece. They would also be encouraged to refocus. For instance, they could redirect their gaze above the heads of the audience members so that they were not looking directly into the faces of those that they were speaking to. And this would allow them to regain their composure. And once they regrouped and refocused, they would, of course, resume until they concluded their presentation. So, the 3 short-term goals would be to regroup, refocus, and resume, and the 3 long-term would be plan, prepare, and practice. This is my presentation on stage fright. Thank you for listening.